You guys seem to really enjoy and love the last stream redesign video that I did. So much so, I think it's the most viewed video that I've done on this channel. So thank you for that. So with that, I'm back doing another stream redesign video where I take your designs from your streams and I do some crazy voodoo magic and spells on them to make them look even more amazing. Not really, I just designed stuff, but you know what, makes it sound like I know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna stick with that. You guys submitted more of your designs and I've gone through and I've picked out a couple I think could do with a little bit of attention to make them the best that they can be. Some minimal changes, some quite drastic changes, but as always, I'm gonna try my best and do what I think looks good and then give them back for free. And remember, you're more than welcome to completely disagree with the changes I do in this video. That's the beauty of art and design. It is completely unique and individual to every single streamer out there. So, welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel, guys. My name is Sam, and in today's... Harris?
Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing? What are you wearing?
How's the editing coming?
It's going good. I'm just filming the video right now.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Hey, look, I just wanted to check up in here real quick, grab some of your browser history, maybe steal some of your passwords. Make sure you're not watching any of our competitors, you know, giving them some ad revenue.
Okay, but you know this video is sponsored by the VPN Private Internet Access, right? You kind of picked the wrong day to hack my stuff.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
How are you even doing that?
Yeah, you ever seen Space Jam? Look, I'm not gonna like hurt you. I'm not giving you a virus or like a Trojan horse. Pretty sure those are all just urban legends anyway. All I want is a little access to your private data.
Well, the problem with that is...
Where'd you get a chest?
It's private internet access, the VPN I was telling you about. Dude, you signed the contract. You should know what I'm talking about.
Oh shoot, is that what that's about?
Yep. It encrypts my connection and gives me a completely anonymous IP address whenever I'm online to protect my privacy. You literally ain't getting in there.
No worries, I'll just grab it off your phone then.
How the hell are you doing that? I'm the one editing this video. Anyway, I have private internet access on my phone as well. It's not gonna work.
Ah, son of a...
Yeah, it took me a minute to set up. You can just go to www.privateinternetaccess.com/pages/alpha gaming, get your first 2 months free whenever you sign up for a year. Plus, it's less than $7 a month after that, and it has a 7-day money-back guarantee.
So I can't get your stuff?
Nope, but you can get your own VPN. Just click the link in the description, man.
You're never getting that raise.
Anyways, guys, as I was saying, welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel. My name is Sam, and today we're gonna give you a streamer makeover. Just a quick reminder before we jump in and start this party, I do stream on Twitch. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The link to my channel is in the description down below if you guys want to come by and drop me a follow. Ask any questions about video editing, motion graphics design, or indeed anything I mentioned in this video. That is the best place to ask those questions. Also, if you guys find the video entertaining, engaging, and informative, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Once again, you guys have submitted a whole load of designs for me to look at, so I'm going to go through, pick out a handful, say about 5 or so streams that I really want to kind of get involved with and do some updating and some tweaking on. So, with that said and done, let's jump right in and get started. Right, so let's jump through and have a look at some people's streams and find our first victim that we can do some stuff for. Oh, I see space. I see space.
Start screen. This whole thing is in the zip folder. Chatting screen. Dab. Here's my
Stop you right there. Dabbing? Really? Come on now.
transition. Ooh, so magical. Game screen. Where's game? There's game. Meme cam. Yes, this is a natural scene that's in my OBS.
I gotta say, first and foremost, that the creativity you guys have with these videos is fun, and but just keep dabbing out of them for the future, okay? Please, that'd be great. Thank you. First of all, I really like this design. I think it's really clean, very polished already. The only thing that's kind of missing, or kind of out of place for me, is the alerts, the alerts, the follower alerts and things like that. So I have some ideas, and what I want to do first is I want to maybe kind of introduce like a nebula effect for his alerts, like maybe doing something with a space theme. He has this really cool kind of background here going on for the Be Right Back screen, as well as his end screen. It's like a nice, you know, flying through space theme and style. So I kind of want to replicate that. And he's got this thing here at the beginning of his starting soon screen, which I quite like, this smoke effect. And I feel like It'd be nice to kind of replicate that. Let's make this guy some really cool alerts. Nevermore's design is something that I really like. Being a huge space nerd myself, I wanted to make something relating to space for his alerts. He's currently using the ones by Nerd or Die, and I wanted to make something like a space nebula effect, where something like an exploding nebula or an imploding nebula would look really nice, along with some minimal 3D text for the alert. I wanted to go slightly cinematic and have a chrome or metallic text and colors to match his branding, like the bright purples and the bright blues that he's using. I'm using assets from the Video Copilot Shockwave pack. Inside of that pack there are loads of different assets like exploding smoke effects and clouds that when put together make a really cool exploding nebula style effect. So I designed this nebula with the idea in mind that these could change and have different colors depending on the particular alert that's being played. For example, having a gold or blue one to represent new subscriber or a new donation and so on. One piece of future design advice is to incorporate maybe some of your gameplay or some other element into your Be Right Back screen. Having something moving like chat or his game or even a video will keep a stationary image moving. It won't make it feel like it's frozen for the viewer. Even including the gameplay scene on top of your Be Right Back screen to give something there for context will always help. Right, move on to the next one. Let's see what we can do here. Ooh, hello, what is this?
Okay, obviously, first and foremost, we've got our beautiful warm-up screen, BRB
I like the
screen,
background.
and this is what shows when the stream's about to end.
I like it. I like this. It's very nice. I love the background, by the way. This is like, this reminds me of Marshmallow. I don't know if that was the intention, but it does. But it looks really, really cool nonetheless. The one thing I will say in terms of like, is your alerts again. It's just, the alerts this time look a little bit kind of out of place with the rest of it because I feel like we could just make really simple, really clean. And I really like what he did with his intermission screen or his game screen here, where he has these icons at the top here. So it would be nice to maybe kind of have those as a follower, subscriber, donation, cheer kind of look. So I have some ideas. Let's jump in and start making some stuff because I feel like that could really help complete this guy's overlay. Mello has some really cool design going on already, and I found it very tricky to do something for his design because I felt like it was pretty solid to begin with. Although I felt like his alerts could maybe have done with a bit of a pick-me-up, so I decided to do something for those. He showed off some really nice icons for his stats on his gameplay scene, and I wanted to incorporate those into his alerts. The quirky music that he made and the 8-bit design he has for the icons made me want to do something retro and incorporate some modern elements into the alerts. Unfortunately, he didn't provide the icons, so I had to kind of find ones online for this video, but they are easily replaced and we'll be replacing them when we give the alerts back to him. But for now, I'm using this to show you guys the design and the concept. To create that 8-bit style of animation, I used something similar to what I did inside of Harris's sub-train animations with the walking Pokemon. Inside of Motion, there is an effect called strobe, and what strobe does is it creates the illusion and the impression of strobe lighting. This is really useful for slowing down frame rates. So if you're editing in 60 frames per second, you can put the strobe effect on and make something look like it's shot in 12 frames per second. So I used that for this design. I was heavily influenced by things like Mario when he picked up a mushroom and there was the +1 effect and all that kind of stuff really helped design these alerts. So I hope Melody likes these and will incorporate them inside of his overlay. Right, let's see if we can find anybody else that I think would look... Ooh. Okay, the name intrigues me. And the design intrigues me as well. Ooh, okay. I do... Oh, wow, that's cool. It reminds me of the old 1920s, like, movie theater kind of thing, which is super cool. Think, you know, Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin kind of thing. So I really like this. And he does say he doesn't have any custom alerts. So I think I know what we're gonna make. With Sir Daddy's design, it was a nice change of pace. I really, really liked the vintage theme he incorporated, and I decided that I wanted to make some vintage style alerts for his stream. I designed a vintage crown inside of Affinity Design to represent a subscriber, and I wanted to add some gold leaf elements that he uses on his scenes within the alerts. I had the image of old silent films from the 20s in mind when I designed this, like Laurel and Hardy and Charlie Chaplin, and I imagine those slates that came up whenever action happened during those films that kind of told you what was going on in the film. I wanted to kind of replicate that within the overlay, but also introduce some modern elements within the design. It was nice to work on something that had a vintage characteristic, and going forward I think So Daddy should really take advantage of this design as it's super unique. But this alert is essentially the template going forward. We'll be adding hearts for follows and making a vintage Bitcoin when someone cheers in his channel. I also introduced those gold leaf elements I mentioned earlier, as Motion has some really good preset designs already done inside of its content library. So I thought, to save me some time, I thought I'd use those and really incorporate those into the design. I really hope So Daddy likes this particular alert. It was really fun to work on something that was a little bit different, a little bit more creatively challenging. So I hope you like this design, and I really think it would suit his stream. Moving on, let's find our next victim. In fact, let's go to the top. Well, he's the first submission I've seen, so the top.
Alright, got 20 seconds, let's do this. This is my stream starting soon screen, this is my intermission, and of course the starting soon screen, all made from a simplistic After Effects template I made. Thanks.
Nice. Okay, I like where it's going. I can see where you're going with a simplistic approach, but I feel like you can take it one step up and then really introduce some other elements, but still keep it minimal and still keep the design very clean, very minimalistic, very simplistic. So I have some ideas on how we can kind of keep this minimal, but also introduce some extra elements that you can really use on your stream and have a different kind of feel, you know, but keep the minimal approach. So let's jump in and start designing some stuff, and let's see what we can do. I wanted to keep to the minimal design and not change anything about the style that Rebitzium wants to go for to begin with. I wanted to initially use his logo, but decided against it, and I went back and forth on a couple of different concepts that I had, from angled edges to slanted text and other various ideas, but I finally went for a banner type of concept with the rectangle and the text at a slight angle, which was heavily influenced by abstract design concepts, which also make an appearance in the design later on down the line. I used Affinity Designer to design the initial concepts of each screen in his overlay, which allowed me to have a little bit of flexibility in the design process, rather than jumping in and using After Effects and Final Cut Pro from the start, although they do play a part later on. I also wanted to do something different for his intermission screen. Having a look at it in the video, I wanted it to be similar in design rather than just out of place and be just text on a standard screen, so I wanted to change it up and incorporate a couple of different elements from his other scenes into the mix. I also wanted to incorporate some animated elements that I had in mind, and had some stock assets in Final Cut Pro that I could use for the idea. I used Motion VFX's NTuber 2, and they have some background elements that I repurposed for the design over Rebitzium screens. These elements are used across all of his scenes, and they help give a sense of movement and life without making it look too stagnant. Furthermore, his alerts now look like they're a part of his brand and his overlay. He won't have to worry for a while about making sure his alerts match his brand in any way, shape or form. Although down the line, I really do think he should consider making some of his own, or maybe incorporating more of the minimalism that we've introduced in his other scenes into his overlay. Right, last one. Let's find us one that we can do. What about this guy? What's this guy saying?
We got my starting soon screen, ending screen, and my live gameplay scene, along with my stream is offline background and my panels down below. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Okay, I like the retro wave feel you're going for. I like this moving background that you have right here. I really like that. I think it works really, really well. The one thing I think could do with some liveliness actually is I'm actually looking at your webcam right now, and I think on this screen in particular we could easily add some animated elements, like some lines or animating lines. I think you've got some, yeah, you've got some kind of glowing aspects on the webcam on the top and the sides there. So I think we're animating those, and we're having something that kind of rotates and moves around, almost like a kind of beam of light, or something kind of energy related to kind of match the glowing lights that you've got here, this kind of retro wave theme. Let's just jump in with this one and just start playing around, because I've got some ideas I kind of want to try out, and let's see what we can do. So with Twacker's design, I think that's how you say his name, I really wanted to play around with the webcam animation. I personally always think that less is more when it comes to webcam design and animations, and I was influenced by his current retro wave design. I initially wanted to do something like energy or electricity to match the current, bad joke I know, theme, but after looking at the effect it would give, it would be too chaotic and too distracting on his webcam. Instead I went for the more minimal line approach using the Saber plugin by Video Copilot. I animated the mask offset inside of the plugin and animated it so that it would create an alternating pattern for both sides of the webcam. I did this by duplicating the animation, making a copy of it, and then flipped it so it would animate the other side as well. Going on from this, I feel like Twecker could really do something similar for his alerts and have a minimal effect for his followers and subscribers, maybe using the line effect to potentially draw out an icon for a heart or a crown, or similar iconography for his new alerts, a heart for new followers, a crown for subscribers, and so on. And I hope that gives you something to go on for future design ideas. I also tried a polygon effect to match the retro wave design, but overall it didn't turn out the way I thought it would, and so I went back to the minimal line design idea. Whenever you're designing anything for your stream and for your overlay, always think of what elements could potentially be animated. Always look for simple ways to introduce movement into your scene, especially for a live stream. You don't want stagnant stuff. So doing things like this with a webcam scene, even there's movement on the scene, it really adds that level of detail that really incorporates and solidifies your brand and your theme. And that is pretty much all the time I have for in this video. But guys, if you want to see more design and video editing and motion graphics related content, then be sure to follow me on Twitch. Once again, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The link to my channel is in the description down below. Also, if you guys want anything tutorial related, I do have a YouTube channel where I go into some video editing and motion graphic stuff over there. The link to that is also in the description down below. Also, if you guys want to be a part of an amazing community of content creators and streamers, and maybe even submit your own stream designs for a future redesign video, then be sure to join the Discord. The link to that is in the description down below. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy streaming. Still maybe, you know, a couple more hours here. Having a Birmingham most is fairly nice. Birmingham's a nice place. Eat it. Suck on that, nerd. Ah! I'm sucking it, sorry!